Hey guys, how's it going today? It's 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's Monday, March the 12th, and we're going to look at ADA Cardano because it was requested. It's not a coin that I'm trading myself, but because it was requested, and it is a top 10 coin, it's something that's on my mind. And I don't trade on Binance, to be quite clear. I don't have any funds on there at all, but I like to follow the top 10 coins just to see how they're going. So Cardano, wow, what a drop. Look at this drop. I mean, whew. It's retraced quite heavily already. Let's first of all check out how much it has retraced. That's weird, it's not deleting. I gotta refresh my page here very quickly. So let's check out coin market cap right here to see where it's landed. So Cardano is still number 6. It's always competing with Neo and Stellar. These three kind of alternate between 6, 7, and 8. It's at a market cap of $5.7 billion, and it's actually having a green day, despite Bitcoin dropping about, I think, $800 so far. It's still retaining its position fairly well. 24-hour volume is at 176 million. Let's check out historical data. Let's see if Cardano actually reloaded. Let's see if I can delete my fib extension now. Nope, I still can't delete it for some weird reason. Okay, I'll do it manually then, I guess. Not a problem. So Cardano, people are starting to get interested in it, guys. Since March the 9th, you can see that it was at 246 million, and then 129, 161, and now it's already all the way up at 176 million. So you can tell that the public is generally getting interested in it. Let's take a look at the fib retracement first of all. The fib retracement, it's shattered through many resistance points and support points, or sorry, it shattered through many support points. If you take a look at where it is right now, it's at a 786 Fibonacci number. 786 seems to be the flavor of the month for many extensions so far. The way that I would see this is most likely an A, B, and somewhere here is C for a very long, in terms of time length, a long C extension. I still can't delete that. That's really annoying for some reason. Got no idea why I can't delete that. I'll have to check that later. Actually, you know what? I gotta reload it, guys. I'm sorry. It's too irritating. I don't know what's wrong with my chart here, but it's definitely quite irritating when I simply just can't press the delete button to delete things. It's been pretty odd today on TradingView. A lot of my charts have cleared up and I've lost a lot of them, which usually doesn't happen. I'm taking a look at Cardano on Bittrex, just so you guys know. Is it on Binance as well? I think it is, right? Yeah, it is, but I'm more so looking at the one on here. Let's see now if I can delete it. No, I still can't delete it. What is going on with this? That's incredibly annoying, guys. I can't delete it on any keyboards. Ha! I press delete and this comes up instead, actually. Alright. I just want to see if I can delete things on other charts, alright? Okay, I can delete it here if you guys can see, right? That was perfectly fine. I'm not sure why I can't delete it on here. Alright, whatever. Get out of, now I could delete it. Did you guys just see that? Wow. Thank you, TradingView. It's as if I've never used you before and you just started working all of a sudden. So we take our fib extension. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes these charts don't work the way they're planned to, right? And we see that 786 is a very reasonable Fibonacci level right here. If I take my Fibonacci extension for where I believe ABC is right now, A, B, and let's say somewhere here is C, generally what we like to target is a one-to-one extension for ABC. That's a very normal target, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to get there, right? We see that a one-to-one extension lands somewhere between around 19, it's at 1900, yes, 1900 satoshi. I don't really work in satoshi a lot, and sometimes there's a decimal missing, so I'm always wondering, is it 1900 or is it 19,000? So I'm kind of looking very close. So let's say that this was ABC. What we're going to try to do is count our C wave that goes down like that. So for the people that aren't familiar with the way Elliott waves work, we're just going to give you guys a very brief example of how they can generally be seen. So in this particular case, we see ABC form like that in here. We see 5 waves coming down to create the A wave, or a subwave rather, and now we're looking to see if we can get 5 waves somewhere down over here that can denote the potential for a bounce. And now it doesn't always guarantee that an impulse wave is going to begin where the C position is, but it does guarantee that an impulse wave will begin to the point where an X failure can occur, which denotes failure. So at the end of the 5th wave, it's a really good indication that something could happen. And if you guys have noticed, excuse me, for the past 3 days here, for the past 4 days, we're actually finding some solid support. I know that Bitcoin has gone up, but right now we have to make note that Bitcoin has dropped a very significant amount today so far. Quite a large red candle thus far, going down from 10,000 almost to about 9,100, 9,200 ranges. So because it dropped $800, we've got to wonder, wow, Cardano is actually holding its ground fairly well. And instead of actually going down with it, despite how it's pegged to Bitcoin, we actually see a pretty nice bullish candle, right? And there's a lot of volume. Actually, there's more volume when I showed you guys the coin market cap, where the public was starting to get interested in it. So this candle right here started to denote a series of potential bounces that's going to occur. So you see 3 wicks poking to the downside, all the way from 2200 to 2100 satoshi there, right? So you got to wonder, is this the end of the C wave correction? And that's what we're here to figure out together. So if this started our ABC wave down here, we're going to try to count where the waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is. So I would end up calling this my wave 1. I'd call this my wave 2 right here. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing, guys. I'd call this my wave 3 right here. We have to remember the characteristics of a C wave, okay? The characteristics of a C wave is that it could overlap if it makes an ending C wave diagonal, right? An ending C wave diagonal, something like that. And you can easily see that it's forming some sort of diagonal where the 4th wave could overlap into the 1st wave. And we also have to remember the rule that the 4th wave can overlap into the 1st wave in very highly leveraged markets. And because Bitcoin and just general cryptocurrency is a fairly highly leveraged market, these overlaps can occur much more often than we think. So make sure that we're staying very clear of those specific rules. Now, if this was waves 1, 2, 3, and 4, are we getting some sort of extended C wave coming down? If so, could this possibly be a count right here where that's 1, that's 2, that's now 3, that's 4, and this is possible 5th bounce right there? Do you guys see where I'm getting to? And I got to be really clear that this right here is starting to act as a very strong support region. Now, even though we've had series of wicks right here, if you guys take a note, right? A series of wicks denoting that it could have possibly bounced there, because it wasn't quite the end of the C wave, it was most likely not possible for it to bounce there. So if we go to a lower time frame, right, where is the 5th wave possibly? I'm just going to play around a little bit to see what possible extensions we could have got. I mean, if this was indeed waves 1, 2, this is 3, 4, well, right here, guys, is most likely a possible 5th wave coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 already right here. Before, we couldn't even break, guys. We couldn't even break above this 21 moving average right here. But now we're actually seeing it for the first time since February 25th break above the 55 EMA. Not only is it breaking up, or sorry, the 21 EMA. Not only is it breaking above the 51 EMA, but it's also showing signs of support where there was a massive wick rejecting to the downside. And after this massive wick rejecting to the downside, we see it supporting it now, right? So that's actually a very good sign as well. So you always have to remember that without risk, there's simply no possibility of reward. And because we're also at a 0.786 Fibonacci level from where we originally began, every Fibonacci level is usually some sort of sign of support, right? So for the people that are looking at Cardano, I'm not going to do too detailed of a technical analysis, but I do see the ABC near completion already, if not already completed. So if you guys were to go into a position, right, you would go into it basically right now. Now, I'm no financial advisor once again, but this is just simply stating it from my perspective and what I would be doing if I were to play this coin right now. Now, you always have to take chances. If you don't take the chance, there's no possibility of reward. So if you were to enter a position, make sure that you set your stop loss very tight, perhaps somewhere slightly below this region, or even right at this region right here. So we have to notice the signs of bullish momentum going upwards. And then where would you target? Most likely I would target here first as your target one, right? Here first, and possibly this lower region right here as well. Now, shooting too high might get you into trouble, but even if you did target something like that, you're still in a pretty decent position with a risk to reward of 2.37. Now, if you wanted to be much more aggressive, you'd probably shoot for a 29% gain there around the 3,000 Satoshi level. And there, that gives a really good risk to reward potential of 3.87. We have to remember that not every single coin follows and whistles to the tune of Bitcoin. A lot of coins will go on a rampage despite what Bitcoin is doing. It's just a matter of finding out which coin it is. So I find that this is a very acceptable risk to reward ratio, right? You guys can set it much tighter if you want to. It's completely up to you how you decide to put it there, right? Definitely allocate your own stop loss and your own tolerance as well. So let's look at the daily indicators to see where it's at. If you guys notice right here that we are severely oversold right now, it's completely oversold in the Cardano Rsi. Take a look at it. Excuse me. And what we see is a series of it just downtrending, right? And now we actually see a change of slope. We see this change of slope right here. And now we ask ourselves, I'm just gonna go to drawing mode here. We ask ourselves, is it gonna make a series of it just going higher and higher where we eventually bounce off of? I mean, if you guys are invested in Cardano, you definitely want to consider that it's incredibly oversold right now. You look at the MACD as well, where it's starting to positively tick on the histogram, right? Ever since January the 10th, this is the very first time that it's actually ticked to the positive side for 2 days now in a row. I think I'm getting a sore throat. I'm just going to mute my microphone for a sec to have a sip of water. Okay, I'm back. If you guys notice as well that we're bouncing off of a very oversold region in the RSI, and it looks like it's starting to tick upwards on the histogram. So lots of different bullish signs that I see all together. Here it's starting to tick to the positive side as well. We have had major resistance right here since March the 5th, right? And we finally broke the RSI resistance, now hitting over about 50, breaking above 43. So we look on it, we just keep going on a lower time frame, and we see it positively upticking as well. Ever since March the 5th here, this was the RSI resistance, and now we're seeing it positively uptick. In fact, not only do we see it positively uptick above it, but what we see is it broke above it and it tried to come down, and it pretty much bounced off of this 4-hour RSI resistance that's snatching now a support. And ever since I've made this video, I haven't even published it yet, keep in mind, but we've actually upticked 40 Satoshi, which is a fairly significant amount. If we look on the 2-hour time frame, right, the next RSI resistance area on the 2-hour is about right there. That was on March the 5th as well. And here we're trying to breach it right now, right? Here's the first tick, right? We're getting fairly close to it. Here's the first breach that we're hitting, right? And now it's actually upticking as well. If you guys notice, we're upticking 2-3 more Satoshi right there. So personally myself, if I was trading on Binance or Bittrex, it would definitely be a coin of interest. If you guys remember my my moving average strategy, right? Whenever the 55 EMA starts to support all of the other EMAs, that's basically go time, and it's time to consider it. So out of a lot of the top 10 coins right now, this is one of the more bullish looking coins that's not really following Bitcoin too well. On the 45-minute chart, we finally, guys, it's the first time in a very long time where the 55 EMA was actually supporting above it. If you guys notice, the last time was a very slight uptick around the February 25th, where the 55 EMA is supporting below all of it, right? When I mean supporting below all of it, I mean it's acting as a major support. Now, if you guys look right here, this was basically go time area where it started to fan out. People definitely were interested in this. If you guys entered a trade around here, you would have made yourself a pretty decent amount already. In fact, you could have made yourself a good 5% already. Now, it's nothing major, but it's just something to point out, right? That it's looking a lot more bullish. And you guys really do have to remember how oversold it is already. And you got to remember that without risk, there's just no possibility of reward. So it's something to keep in mind. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just doing a technical analysis based on what I see. So always, please remember, guys, that I'm not a financial advisor, and it's very important for you guys to make your own decisions. If you are following entirely blindly because some random person online on the internet says it looks like it's fairly bullish and you simply follow them, always hold yourself accountable. If you guys lose money because of a trade, always remember that you are ultimately responsible for your own decisions that you make. So anyways, that is my quick thought for Cardano. It looks like it's buy time. I'm not trading it whatsoever. I'm not biased whatsoever, right? But just based on how everything looks, it almost makes sense to go into a long position very, very soon. And make sure you keep to your stop loss. Keep to your stop loss. Keep to your stop loss, guys, okay? Whatever it may be, make sure you stick to it. But despite this scenario, you're seeing at least about a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio based on this position over here. If you go to the swing high, you're seeing an even higher potential of 50% gain. If you're just taking a very low risk, right? You know, you can go to here, for example, with the 1.94. You can go to here, for example, for a 28% gain at a 3.21. I would definitely target at least something reasonable like that to get about a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Keep your stop loss extremely tight to this range right here. And these are my quick thoughts for Cardano. If you guys love these kind of videos that I'm making, you're welcome to request coins, right? As long as it's reasonable. I'm not going to be looking at like a top, you know, like a number 98 or number 150 ranked coin. I'm more so interested in only top 20 coins that has a very high market cap where I could not manipulate the market because of my videos and my Twitter posts that I make. If you guys love these videos, I'd appreciate that you like, subscribe, and share. If you guys definitely want to let me know I'm doing a great job, you're welcome to donate to the cryptocurrency piggy bank that goes straight to my dog. Other than that, have yourselves a great day and thank you for watching this video. Bye now.